guys, and welcome back to my channel. I am Britt, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably should, because I talk about geeky things. And today, we're going to talk about Power Rangers. So last night on Twitter, last night for me, this was a long time by the time this goes up, I tweeted, give me your biggest unpopular opinions about Power Rangers, and I'm going to react to them. So today is finally the day. I'm really far ahead with filming, so this is coming out in September. I'm filming this in July, so there you go. That's how far ahead I am. So I hope you guys remember me tweeting this out. If not, that's okay. So here we go. Let's go ahead and react to these tweets. Dynamic Dylan on YouTube says Billy should have become the Gold Ranger instead of Jason. And then he gave me this gif. See, okay. Logistically, I agree. I think that it was real shitty the way they were treating David Yost, obviously, at the end of Power Rangers, of his time on Power Rangers. I feel like that was just really inappropriate and really shitty. And he should have been able to be a Power Ranger if there was going to be a sixth Ranger. He stepped down to not be a Ranger. Of course, he should have been the Gold Ranger. But at the same time, I also love the fact that I told the future. That I was psychic for a hot second. And I'm really good at predicting Gold Rangers, because I also predicted Nate. And not that I predicted he was going to be the Gold Ranger, because I didn't look up the colors of Power Rangers, but I did predict, in fact, that he was going to become a Power Ranger. Anyway, that's not the point. So, I don't agree just for my own self, for my own sake, but yes, I also agree. The anime fans tweeted at me, the recent 2017 movie was meh and should have had its story based on the modern comics line first arc. I'm not reading the comics yet, working on it. I have the first 3 of Mighty Morphin and the first 3 of Go-Go Power Rangers. And I've got a few others, like I got the Psycho Rangers one, which I've read. I've got the entirety of Shattered Grid, and I also have the Dragon Soul, whatever it is, the one about Tommy. I haven't read it yet, can you tell why? Anyway, now here's the thing. When it comes to the 2017 movie, I really liked the 2017 movie. Essentially, I liked the characterization, I liked the writing, I thought the writing was actually pretty decent, I thought that some of the writing was a little iffy, and I really liked the product integration, you guys. I'm sorry, but having Rita Repulsa walk around Angel Grove going, Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme, that product placement was golden. Like, loved it. Absolutely loved it. However, I hate what they did with Goldar. I thought that that was absolute bull. He is my favorite lackey villain, so please don't make him into a mindless giant. I'm not okay with that. I also wasn't thrilled with Rita's design, and mostly just because of the fact that obviously, like, I wanted her to resemble more the Rita that I grew up watching, but also I understand because obviously she was the Green Ranger, so yeah, I don't know. I felt like it was definitely, there were definitely places that it could have done better, that it could have, you know, been better. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought it was pretty good, so I don't completely agree, but I understand where you're coming from. And mostly because I just have not read the comics yet. So maybe I might agree with you more once I read the comics. GCSE Memes said it was too soon for Ryu Slogar. MMPR is overrated. Operation Overdrive is actually good. Okay. I don't know enough about the Sentai Ryu Slogar for whether or not it was too soon for it. I don't know. I know that a lot of people were not thrilled with the choice in Sentai for Dino Fury, but I don't know enough about it to know whether or not it was too soon for it. So I may agree with you once we get there, but I haven't gotten there yet. MMPR is overrated 100%. Now, obviously based on nostalgia, 100% disagree, but looking at it from a storyline point of view, from a writing point of view, as much as I love Tony Oliver, I've gotten to know him over the past, you know, many years of my life now, as much as I love him, and as much as that storyline, writing, acting, yes, it is super overrated because there are so many better seasons out there that are so much better. Operation Overdrive is actually good. Now, Operation Overdrive is interesting to me because I'm not the biggest fan. It's definitely the weakest Disney season in my opinion, 100% my opinion, but I do appreciate a lot of the moments that Operation Overdrive had. I'm not going to throw in spoilers in this video. I will cover that season once I start doing my deep dives into the Power Ranger seasons, but it wasn't terrible. Like, it's not Samurai, it's not Megaforce, it's not Ninja Steel, it's not pretty much all of Neo Saban, but it also wasn't the best Disney season in my opinion. But I mean, it's not as bad as a lot of people tend to make it out to be. I found the storyline to be a little meh, only just because of the fact that it feels so much like a generic shonen in anime. Let's go find all of the things and put them together. It's Dragon Ball Z, it's Inuyasha. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the characterization was actually pretty decent, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, and I can barely remember the characters, but like, I liked some of the characterization in there, and it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. So I do like half agree. The Scottish Nerd says Megaforce is just as good as MMPR. People just put MMPR so high because it's the first. Okay, Megaforce. So what I liked about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, MMPR, what I liked about that specifically was the fact that it kind of gave reason. I feel like Megaforce didn't give a lot of reason, but you're not wrong. Because Megaforce isn't terrible. The acting is awful. Neo Saban's writing is terrible. Like, just in general, that team just can't seem to get it right, ever. And even when they try to get it right, even when they get the first season right, they can't get the second season right. So there you go. But yeah, I mean, Megaforce wasn't terrible. Kind of like what I said about Operation Overdrive. It definitely better. Operation Overdrive is definitely better, I feel like, in my opinion. But Megaforce is not terrible in its initial story, and I feel like people crap on it a lot because it's so similar to MMPR, but that's because it was literally a callback, so there you go. Niels Above, which I hope that's how you pronounce your username. Lord Draken is a boring villain. Every villain that has been created in the comics since him is more interesting. I haven't read Shattered Grid yet, but it's Tommy, so like, agree. Jim Bevan says secret identities need to be done away with. They're pointless when the villains already know who the Rangers are and in their civilian lives. So I think the reason why they do the secret identities is mostly just because of the population, them not wanting the population to know so they can do their job. Kind of like what was said by Zoe in Beast Morphers when the Rangers almost got their identities revealed from that tape. But I kind of agree, because here's the thing. What I loved about Mega Ranger was the villains also didn't know who the Mega Rangers were, which I thought was fantastic. I thought that was brilliant. And I thought that the fact that they went through the whole series being able to keep the secret identities even from the villains was fantastic. So I actually kind of agree with that. I do like the idea because it is such a superhero trope to keep your identity secret. I do like that. So I only half agree with that one, but I do agree with that one to an extent. Hayden Irwin says, Tommy sucks and the worship needs to stop. He's almost as overused and overrated as Batman, except Batman was cool. 100% agree. So I am on the bandwagon of retiring the character of Tommy, because we are so done with that character. Like, I think the fandom is getting so tired of his oversaturation. It's like every time you turn around, oh, there's some kind of reunion episode, and oh, there's Jason David Frank again. I mean, we're just kind of sick of it at this point, and I'm just done. If I never see Tommy Oliver ever again, I will be a happier person. And Shifted Rider says the huge explosions behind the Rangers that sent them flying into the air that were really prevalent during the Disney era were actually really cool and raw. I like a lot of the things about the Disney era. I felt like the Disney era was really just well done in a lot of cinematic ways. I do genuinely like a lot of how they handled the Disney era. I have to agree with that kind of 100%. And I know that the Disney era, for some reason, the Disney era is getting a lot of resurgence in like fandom recently. I think people are finally starting to realize that Disney wasn't so bad when we sat through Neo Saban for so long now. But I do think that Disney added a lot to the Power Rangers franchise, and I feel like a lot of their cinematography was really great. So I do have to agree with that completely. So there you go. So there are all the ones that I have right now. If more do pop up enough to make another video, I will definitely make a part 2 of this. So you might see another one coming up, but we'll see how it goes then. So if you guys like this video, comment below, like it, let me know what you guys thought. Share this video with somebody who may also have some unpopular opinions about Power Rangers, and maybe post some more below and we'll do a part 2 regardless. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye. If you guys want to see another Power Rangers video, you guys can click right here. And if you guys want to see all the Power Rangers videos I've ever done, you guys can click right here. You can click here to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications for future videos. And I hope you guys do subscribe and like this video and comment down below. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.